Welcome, everybody, to the Resilient Now podcast. I have not had coffee yet, but I'm here, and Lisa's here, and I'm going to tell you about her in a second. So, the Resilient Now podcast, I'm going to tell you what it's for. So, sometimes we're going through things in life that are hard. We don't have hope. We're stuck. And sometimes that situation, somebody else has gone through it already. And my job, my mission is to find you a speaker, one day at a time, with time that person is there for you. You can go to the website for free and you can listen to that person who's already gone through what you're going through right now, and they're on the other side of it. So hopefully that can inspire you. You can listen to as many times as you want. You could also listen to it, on Apple and Spotify and YouTube. So you have a lot of choices, but we're here as a resource for you. So we're really happy you're here. I'm excited about Lisa. I don't know that much about her, but I will now. So I'm excited. She is a very powerful woman. She's very strong and she's accomplished a lot. And dreams do come true. This podcast today is about being resilient with your dreams and pursuing your dreams and just doing the footwork and see where you're supposed to land. But I'm a really big believer in footwork. So Lisa, welcome to the podcast. I'm so happy you're here.
Hello, thank you for having me. I sure appreciate it.
Oh my God, it's so lovely to have you. So I'm going to ask you what I ask everybody. What does resilient now mean to you?
What resilience means to me is being able to have a lot of crap come your way and you withstand and you stand tall and you don't give up. And you know that there things may seem bleak, but then you know there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. We have negative things happen to us so that we can appreciate the good things that happen. And so resiliency means to me is getting knocked down but getting back up.
I love it. Like a boxer, you just keep going.
Yes.
You just keep going. I love that. Okay, well, without further ado, I want to give you all the time you need. So we're going to start with your resilient story about dreams, making dreams come true. So you're on.
Okay, so I kind of was that kid that wanted to grow up fast, and so as such, I was an entrepreneur from an early age, 11, 12. I sold everything: Avon, Stuart McGuire, Watkins, Tierra, because I always wanted to have money in my pocket, and I wanted to move out and be on my own early. Silly me. I had no clue how hard adulting was. I started off in a factory, and that's what my mom did. My mom worked hard. She was a single mom, worked in a factory all her life, retired from a factory. So I thought that was going to be my path as well, until the factory I worked at laid me off. They laid me off permanently. And so I went from that. I went and started a business with a friend's help. My friend Rita had a little shop, a clothing store. She helped me open an accessory store right next door to her. So it was called Lisa's Fashions. And my draw was I sold earrings for $1. And so that would bring people in. And so I did that and loved it. Eventually, I turned it into a men's shoe store. So I did that for 4 years. Well, the issue was I was about to go through a divorce, and my store kept getting robbed because I was the only business in that area, and my business kept getting robbed. So I knew I had to take a different path. I decided to go back to school at 35 to be a teacher, and it was challenging. It was challenging. My first paper I wrote, because I come from a family of writer. We're known for writing. So my first written essay paper in college, I got an F on it. I was ready to quit. It was my first semester. I'm like, I'm supposed to be a writer, and I got an F. So I went to my mentor, Dr. Lake, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm too old for school. And he talked me off the ledge. He's like, just talk to your professor, and everything will be all right. And it was. I graduated from IPFW in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I moved to Indianapolis to start teaching, a job I love, career I absolutely loved. I love children. I loved helping children reach their goals. And so I taught for 17 years. Well, in the meantime, I started going back to my writing roots. And I found a guy named James Smith who showed me how to take this concept I had and turn it into a television show. And so I followed this, and even after we met and he told me everything I needed to do, my confidence level still wasn't where it should have been. I just still didn't think, this isn't something I can do. I make a TV show, really? I'm just Lisa. Well,
Mhm.
January 1, he called me and he said, "You've got this. I believe in you. You can do this." And it just gave me chills and it gave me courage. And so I started my first show called Cooking with Munchies. It was a comedy, and it aired in Denver. So I had the bug then. Then I decided I want to write screenplays because I did short stories, and my sister and I published a book together, a novel together. Well, that was our first writing project. But I decided I want to write screenplays. So I found a Groupon for like $10 to learn how to write screenplays. And and while I was doing that, I came up with the concept of My Brother's Shadow, and it was my first feature film. Now, most filmmakers start with short films because it makes sense. It's smaller project, less people, less money. I didn't know that. I just went for the gusto. So I made this feature film myself. I funded it myself, and it sold out at the theaters. Everybody who knew me came to see it. It was a great thing. And in the meantime, I'm still teaching. I'm still teaching. Well, then I decide, because of working with this person, we had some deals that were about to happen with some of our screenplays. And so we knew that the place to be was Georgia.
Mhm.
And it's like, ugh, I don't know if I want to give up my teaching job and just go blindly out to Georgia. But I hesitated, and finally my school says, you have to give us a decision because we need to get someone in here if you're not going to be here. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm retired. And I didn't even retire. I just like, I'm okay, I'm going to leave. I'm going to give up my position. Moved to Georgia. That was August of 2019.
Okay.
And shortly after that, in September, my ex-husband died. Now, by this time, we were really, really good friends, and he died in a motorcycle accident. I had to get back home to my daughters. I have two beautiful daughters, Brittany and Simone. I had to get home to them before they found out that he had passed. And I went back to Indiana, and I had to help with services, getting things cleared up and everything. And I came back to Georgia towards the after October. COVID hit. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have a job. And then we're shutting down. I had no clue what I was going to do. I was living with my sister. Thank God, Lori, she was a lifesaver. And I started writing screenplays for clients. And that's how I survived during the time of COVID. Shortly
Wow.
after, we went and filmed The Final Round, which is a documentary that based on a book that I wrote. I wrote the memoirs for Mr. Robert W. Lee, who lives out in Jersey, and he's the only Black man to lead a sports organization, at least in the United States, and which was boxing. So I wrote his memoirs with the agreement that I would get to uh, create his documentary based on the book. And we got all the filming done. In spite of COVID, we had to wear masks to protect him and his wife because at the time he was like 89 and she was like 92. And so we had to protect them. But we got that finished, and it finally, June of this year, rolled out, and it's on Amazon and Apple TV, Vimeo, and yes, and Fandango. So, and for September, if you're AARP member, it's going to be free on their platform. It's called The Final Round. So it's about boxing. So it's been a ride. It's been a great ride. But if different things happened, me getting laid off from my factory job, if I'd have stopped then and just gave up and just went and did some menial work, I wouldn't have been where I am today. Had I not gone back to school to be a teacher, I would know the love of so many students, and many of who I still keep in contact with. That I go to their weddings, send them baby shower gifts, and I went to just about every graduation of my students. So I taught them in second and third grade. When they would become seniors and graduate, I always made a point to go to Indiana to see the graduation. So this past year was kind of uh, because this is my last year of students that I've taught that graduate. So all my babies are in the world now. They're out
Oh,
there living life to the fullest.
so lucky to have you as a teacher. I was like, amazing. That's amazing. Well, I know you've done some other things too, so let's talk about those those things too. There's a few other things I know you got in the works and things like that. So, or you've
Yeah.
done. Let me know.
So I have an animated series called Grandma's Closet.
Okay.
You can see that at grandmascloset.org under the Film Festival tab. It teaches Black female history. The first episode is Ruby Bridges. So we're working to have that made into a series. I also have worked on Hit Like a Girl. It's a boxing documentary that highlights female boxers and their accomplishments and their challenges. And I've worked on that with Cherie out of Florida. She helped me with my documentary, so I helped her with hers. And what else am I working on? Oh, it's Cultural Epicurean Network. That is something new that is going to be coming out. You're going to see it everywhere. Watch out for it. We call it CEN, and it highlights home chefs and professional chefs, as well as a health and wellness component. So that's something that we're working on, and it has picked up full steam here lately. We've been working on it about 3 or 4 years. My sister Lori is also a part of that. So that is something else that I'm working on. And I think the final thing is called The Pact. And it is a story that we actually made the short version of it, and won awards at film festivals. So now we are going to make it a feature film. So I'm working on that with a guy named Tim Peake here in Georgia, and that is a very heartwarming story that deals with Alzheimer's and the choices you have once you realize that you have that disease.
Wow, that's amazing. You're helping serving the world so much. So dreams come true. Look at you living your dream. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. It's funny because why I started the podcast was to help people, but I was watching because I watched like, like New Heights, and I started watching one day I was really sick at home and I started watching Call Her Daddy, and I
Mhm.
saw like I just binge watch and I'm like, wait, I can do what she does. I mean, not as good. But I can do what she does, but I can help people. And, because I've always listened to like, like financial podcasts and stuff, but I'm like, hey, this is something that you can do to help somebody. So
Right.
I have a past that helps. And I feel like you're an inspiration to me because it made me feel like I actually did the right thing because look, you did it in such a big way and your dreams do come true. And my dream is just really seriously just to help people and have a resource out there because there's so much sadness, there's so many people committing suicide these days. There's just a lot of sadness in the world and people don't have hope. But I think when they
Yeah.
hear,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
when they hear somebody like you or somebody who's gone through what they're going through right now, it can actually change. It can actually maybe make them go see a doctor or go to help or just live another day or move forward. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing this. I know you're really busy. So I always finish the podcast with a gratitude. So if of all you have an amazing life and you're giving back so much. What is your top gratitude right now if you had to pick one or two?
My top gratitude right now is always striving to be my best self, and my best self means helping those around me. As much as I do for myself, I do 10 times that for other people. I work on a lot of projects that I don't get paid for, and just because I want to help people reach their goals and reach their dreams, much like you, and just knowing that I had one dream slip by me. I wanted to be a dancer, and that didn't
I
happen.
do that. You can take lessons.
Look, but so then when the filmmaking thing came, I was like, I'm not going to let another dream get by me because, as I always told my students, the people who you see, who you admire, it's not that they're more smarter than you, it's
Mhm.
that they didn't give up and that they kept on in spite of challenges. And that's what we have to do in spite of challenges. We can do it if we ask for it. I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. And I believe if you ask God for something and he will give it to you, but you have to work for it too. You can't just lay back in the bed and scroll on Facebook and say, "Oh, I want this," and then think it's going to happen. No, you have to work. But if you ask for it, I truly believe it will happen.
Yeah, it's action, it's sweat, it's, and then
Yes.
we see what God wants for us. That's kind of what I always say. It's like when I created the podcast, I'm like, I don't know if anybody's going to listen, but my intention is to help people, and whoever comes, comes, whoever speaks, speaks, and it's in God's
Right.
hands. But anyway, it's been a privilege, an honor. You are somebody I will follow, and I'm just so happy you're here and you came and spoke with us, and I wish you the very best. And I know God's got you. You're going to do amazing work.
Got me.
He's got you. He's got you.
And
All
you
right.
can follow me on Lisa Maydwell, Maydwell, like may dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Lisa Maydwell, and that is my real name
Awesome.
on
So
all platforms.
So thank you again. So everybody, if you ever want to connect to any of the speakers, just go to resilientnowpodcast@gmail.com, email me. And if they're available, I will connect you if you have questions or anything like that, or just need to be a little bit inspired. So thank you for joining us. Make it a wonderful day because you can. Stay resilient now, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.